Okay, first up, occipitofrontalis, this muscle right here, orbicularis, oculi, levator, palpebrae superioris. The corrugator superciliary should be right here. Procerus is right here. Nasalis is right in here. Let's start with mentalis. Depressor labii inferioris, depressor labii anguli, rhizoris, zygomaticus major, zygomaticus minor, levator oris superior, what is it called?
Labia.
Levator labia superioris, orbicularis oris, I think that's all. The masseter, temporalis, sternocleidomastoid. Underneath the sternocleidomastoid, the scalenes, anterior, middle, and posterior scalenes. Okay? Just leave that off. I think that's everything on the face. Most of it anyway. On the back, trapezius, deltoids, the lats, glute max. Underneath those, underneath that is rhomboid minor, rhomboid major. Right here is levator scapula. This is the entire erector spinae group. Iliocostalus lumborum, longissimus thoracicus, spinalis thoracicus here. This serrated looking one right here is serratus posterior inferior. Underneath here is the other one of these, serratus posterior superior. Okay? Quadratus lumborum. Let's do the abs. There's some of the stuff on the front. Rectus abdominis with the linea alba, the tendinous inscriptions. This is the external obliques, I know by the direction of the fibers. This is internal obliques, I know by the direction of the fibers. This is transverse abdominis, I know by the direction of the fibers. Pec major. Under pec major is pec minor. Make sure you don't mess up pec minor with serratus anterior. So this is serratus anterior, just below it coming from the back side. This is going up to the coracoid process of the scapula. All right, deltoids. The two heads of the bicep brachii, long head going to the supraglenoid tubercle, short head going to the coracoid process. So long head, short head. Brachialis underneath that. Coracobrachialis you can't really see, that's right here. Going from the coracoid process to the brachium, so that should tell you. Brachioradialis right here, we're going to do the arms, so let's just skip over to this model to do arms. Okay, so I can see this right here. This is the coracoid process of the scapula. This must be coracobrachialis. The other one that originates there is the short head of the bicep brachii. So this other head must be the long head. Long head's going to the supraglenoid tubercle. Okay. Underneath this muscle is this one, the brachialis. It's on both sides. Okay. On the back side, the triceps, you're going to have three heads, but of importance is this head, the long head. The long head is the one that crosses this joint over to the scapula. Okay, so this is the long head. The others start somewhere on the humerus, and all of them are going to insert here in the olecranon. All right, so now to the hands, or the arms. This one right here, flexor carpi ulnaris. Wait a minute, flexor carpi ulnaris, we missed it. Palmaris longus, I know by this tendon underneath palmaris, well, before I get there. Flexor carpi radialis. This is flexor digitorum superficialis. Underneath it is flexor digitorum
You're not going to be able to take it out.
profundus, huh?
It's super stuck.
All right, it's super stuck. So underneath that is the other one. All right, on the back side, brachioradialis. I think this is extensor digitorum radialis longus. Extensor digitorum, I'm looking at all these tendons up here coming back. This is extensor digitorum. There's one of these guys that goes just to the pinky. You can tell because it's the tendon that goes just to the pinky, extensor digitorum. And then the one that goes here, but it's going to insert in the first part of the metacarpals, it's going to be extensor carpi radialis right there. Okay? And coneus you can forget. Okay. Up in the shoulder. On the front side, subscapularis, of course. This one that you can see here has got to be teres major. All right? So on the back side, it's teres major, but you can see it from here. I'm pointing that out because of the nerve innervation. The nerve innervation to subscapularis is subscapular nerve. They send a branch to this one, because it's right next door, lower subscapular nerve. On the back side. If this is teres major, this must be teres minor. All right? Teres minor axillary nerve. This whole thing just below the spine of the scapula is infraspinatus. Above that's going to be supraspinatus. Might be easier to see on this one. Yeah, here we go. So this is infraspinatus. This is supraspinatus because here's the spine of the scapula. So spine of the scapula, supra, infra. The nerve to these two, supra, axillary, lower subscapular nerve. Okay. Covers that. Let's go to the legs. So legs. In the iliac fossa, iliacus is going to join with this one, the psoas, coming off of the lower lumbar vertebrae. Well, all the lumbar vertebrae transverse processes. They come together, cross under the inguinal ligament, and become the iliopsoas. They're going to insert in the greater tubercle of the femur. Oh, sorry, lesser tubercle of the femur. I'm still doing that. Trochanter. All right, sartorius, coming around and inserting medially. All right, here's the gracilis. Gracilis is the most medial one. Looks very similar to this one. They both insert very, very close to each other. Okay, also inserting there's going to be bicep femoris. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Okay, so gracilis, adductor magnus, adductor longus, pectineus, iliopsoas, sartorius. All right, so now this big bipinnate here is rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis. Underneath this guy is vastus intermedialis. Tensor fascia lata, I know because it's going into this IT band. This is the IT band. This is the muscle that pulls the IT band. The other one that goes into the IT band is this big guy here, glute max. Glute max has two insertions. One is the IT band, and the other is the gluteal tuberosity of the femur. So this is glute max. Under him is, come on. This is glute medius. Underneath him is glute minimi. Piriformis, because it looks like a pear, hence the name, piriformis. I know this is the piriformis because here's the sciatic nerve, and I know that the sciatic nerve passes just below the piriformis, but above this muscle here, the superior glomerulus. Superior glomerulus, there's a gap. This is obturator internus, and then this is the other one, inferior glomerulus. Then this one that looks kind of like a square, quadratus femoris. Okay, so that's the hip. I think we got all that. We got everything on the front, all the adductors. Okay, so now, from the back. I'm going to put his glutes back on. Okay, here we go. Right off the bat, I'm looking for, where's the front? I mean, where's the outside? So this is the pinky side here. But so the one that goes and inserts out here is bicep femoris. This is the long head of the bicep femoris. This is the short head of the bicep femoris underneath it. So if that's that, this one with a big long tendon must be semitendinosus. Underneath it and a little bit more medial is this one, semimembranosus. That's all those. In the calf. Where am I? Oops. In the calf. Shh. All right, let's go. Gastrocs. Underneath the gastrocs is soleus. Okay, I think that's all I asked you for that. They're all going to come down into this calcaneal tendon, and I give you a pass on everything else. On the front of the leg, tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum, fibularis longus. can tell it's fibularis longus because it's coming into this long tenon that's going to drop underneath the foot. Let's just go with that. That's good.